Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2747 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. The title of today's Wisdom Trek is The Cloud Rider Reigns, a Fire Before the King. Today, we are continuing our ascent up the high peaks of the Royal Psalms. We have arrived at Psalm 97, and we will be exploring the entire text, verses 1 through 12, in the New Living Translation. In our previous trek through Psalm 96, we heard the joyous missionary call to sing a new song and to declare to the nations that the Lord reigns. We saw the invitation for all the families of the earth to abandon their worthless idols, their elilim, and bring their tribute to the true Creator. It was a psalm of invitation and anticipation, looking forward to the coming judge. Psalm 97 takes a half step forward. It moves from the announcement of the king to the actual appearance of the king. The tone shifts from joyful invitation to awe-inspiring majesty. Here, Yahweh is not just invited to reign. He has taken his seat. He is actively asserting his dominion over the cosmos, and the reaction of the universe is a mixture of trembling and rejoicing. This psalm plunges us deep into the divine council worldview. It depicts Yahweh as the cloud rider, the divine warrior who marches out to reclaim his territory from the rebel gods who have corrupted the nations. It is a psalm of spiritual warfare and ultimate victory. So, let us shield our eyes, for the glory of the King is about to shine forth. The first segment is the arrival of the cloud rider. Psalm 97, verses 1 through 2. The Lord is King. Let the earth rejoice. Let the farthest coastlands be glad. Dark clouds and deep darkness surround him. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of his throne. The psalm opens with a foundational shout of the enthronement festival. The Lord is King, Yahweh Malak. Because he is King, the command goes out, let the earth rejoice. Let the farthest coastlands be glad. The farthest coastlands, or many islands, refers to the ends of the known world, the Gentile nations. Under the rule of the rebel Elohim, the lesser gods, the nations have been in darkness and chaos. But the ascension of Yahweh is good news for the geography of the earth. His rule brings order, life, and stability. However, the appearance of this king is terrifyingly majestic. Dark clouds and deep darkness surround him. To the modern ear, dark clouds might sound gloomy or depressing. But in the ancient Israelite worldview, this is theophany language, the language of God appearing in visible form. It harkens back to Mount Sinai in Deuteronomy 4 and 5, where God descended in thick darkness, gloom, and storm to give the law. Furthermore, this imagery claims a specific title for Yahweh, the Cloud Rider. In the ancient Near East, the god Baal was worshipped as the rider on the clouds, the master of the storm. The psalmist is making a polemical statement here. He is saying, no, Baal is not the master of the storm, Yahweh is. Yahweh is the one who wraps himself in the storm clouds as his royal robe. The darkness represents his transcendence. He is so holy, so heavy with glory, that he must veil himself, or creation would be consumed. Yet within this terrifying storm, there is a solid core. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of his throne. We saw this same pairing in Psalm 89. Unlike the pagan gods, who were capricious, violent, and unpredictable like the weather, Yahweh's storm is controlled by ethical perfection. His power is infinite, but it is always tethered to what is right and what is just mishpat. He does not use his power to bully. He uses it to establish order. The second segment is, the divine warrior conquers the rebel gods. Psalm 97, verses 3 through 6. Fire goes before him and burns up his enemies all around. His lightning flashes out across the world. The earth sees and trembles. The mountains melt like wax before the Lord of all the earth. The heavens proclaim his righteousness. Every nation sees his glory. The king begins to move, and he moves as a man of war. Fire goes before him and burns up his enemies all around. Who are these enemies? In the immediate context, they are the wicked on earth, but in the cosmic context, they are the spiritual forces of darkness. Fire is the traditional weapon of the divine warrior. It cleanses, it consumes, and it purifies the land. God is marching out to reclaim the earth from the usurpers. His lightning flashes out across the world. The earth sees and trembles. Creation itself reacts to the presence of its maker. The physical world convulses when the spiritual dimension breaks through. Then we have a vivid, terrifying image. The mountains melt like wax before the Lord of all the earth. In the ancient world, mountains were considered the most stable, unmovable things in existence. They were the pillars of the earth. Moreover, Mountains were often viewed as the dwelling places of the gods, like Mount Zaphon or Mount Olympus. For the mountains to melt like wax means that the very seats of authority of the rival gods are dissolving in the presence of Yahweh. Their fortresses are turning into liquid. Nothing can stand before him. He is called the Lord of all the earth, Adon Kol Haaretz. This is a claim of universal jurisdiction. He is not just the God of a localized hill in Judah. He owns the whole planet. The heavens proclaim his righteousness. Every nation sees his glory. Here, the heavens likely refers to the members of the heavenly host, the loyal members of the divine council. The angelic armies look at Yahweh's conquest and shout, "He is righteous, his judgments are just." And down below, every nation, not just Israel, is forced to witness his glory kavod, the heavy, radiant weight of his presence. There is no hiding from this king. The third segment is the humiliation of the idols and the exaltation of Yahweh. Psalm 97, verses 7 through 9. Those who worship idols are disgraced, all who brag about their worthless gods, for every god must bow to him. Jerusalem has heard and rejoiced, and all the towns of Judah are glad because of your justice, O Lord. For you, O Lord, are supreme over all the earth. You are exalted far above all gods. The arrival of the true king brings an immediate verdict on false religion. Those who worship idols are disgraced, all who brag about their worthless gods. When the real thing appears, the counterfeits are exposed. Those who trusted in carved images or the spiritual powers behind them are disgraced or ashamed. They realize they bet their lives on a lie. Then the psalmist issues a command to the spiritual realm. For every god must bow to him. The New Living Translation translates this well, but let's look deeper. The Hebrew says, "Bow down to him, all you Elohim." This is a crucial verse for the divine council worldview. The psalmist is not talking to blocks of wood or stone statues. Statues cannot bow. He is addressing the spiritual beings, the Elohim, the sons of God, who were allotted the nations but rebelled. This verse is quoted in Hebrews chapter 1, verse 6, where it says, "Let all God's angels worship him." The Septuagint, the Greek Old Testament, translated Elohim here as angels. The point is clear. Every spiritual power, whether loyal or rebellious, whether angel, demon, or territorial spirit, must prostrate themselves before Yahweh. He is the species unique. They are merely created beings. While the idolaters are ashamed, God's people are thrilled. Jerusalem has heard and rejoiced, and all the towns of Judah are glad. Because of your justice, O Lord, is less than Hashiro. 5 hash is greater than. Zion rejoices because God's justice, his judgments, rulings, involves the overthrow of evil. The defeat of the dark powers is the liberation of the saints. The section concludes with a theological summit of the psalm. For you, O Lord, are supreme over all the earth. You are exalted far above all gods. He is Supreme Elilim Most High. This title signifies that he is the Most High God, the presider over the council. He is exalted far above Na'aleta al Elohim. There is no equality here. There is no dualism where good and evil are fighting on equal footing. God is infinitely above the competition. The fourth segment is the ethical response. Hate evil, love light. Psalm 97, verses 10 through 12. You who love the Lord, hate evil. He protects the lives of his godly people and rescues them from the power of the wicked. Light is sown like seed for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, you who are righteous, and praise his holy name. The psalm ends by turning to the congregation. If Yahweh is a king who melts mountains and demands the worship of angels, how should we respond? The response is ethical. You who love the Lord, hate evil. You cannot be neutral. If you align yourself with the King of Righteousness, you must despise what he despises. You must hate the chaos, the injustice, and the idolatry that he has come to destroy. Loyalty to Yahweh requires a rejection of the throne of destruction we saw in Psalm 94. In exchange for this loyalty, the king offers protection. He protects the lives of his godly people and rescues them from the power of the wicked. He is the keeper, Shomer, of the souls of his Hasidim, faithful ones. Because he is the Most High over all gods, he has the power to rescue us from any hand, human or spiritual. Then the psalmist uses a beautiful agricultural metaphor. Light is sown like seed for the righteous and gladness for the upright in heart. Usually, we think of light as shining down from above, but here, light is treated like a seed. It is planted in the dark soil of our lives. This implies a process. When we choose righteousness, we are planting seeds of light. We may not see the harvest immediately. There may be a season of waiting in the dark soil, but because God is king, that seed will sprout. It will yield a harvest of light and gladness. For the wicked, their flourishing is like grass that is quickly cut down. Psalm 92. But for the righteous, their gladness is a sown crop that grows, matures, and yields an enduring harvest. The psalm closes with a final command to worship. Rejoice in the Lord, you who are righteous, and praise his holy name. Literally, we are to give thanks to the memorial of his holiness. We are to remember that he is separate, he is clean, and he is the victor. Psalm 97 is a tonic for a fearful heart. It reminds us that the world is not spinning out of control. There is a king. He is riding the clouds. The mountains of human pride and spiritual rebellion are melting like wax before him. Our job is not to fret. Our job is to hate evil, plant seeds of light, and rejoice. We are on the winning side of history because we serve the Most High over all the earth. If you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, mentor, and, most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through this Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly. Love unconditionally. Listen intentionally. Learn continuously. Lend to others generously. Lead with integrity. Leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.